die matchup right now.
And it's
And
a Super Bowl rematch with the quarterback that should have been, by all rights, should have been the quarterback in that game had
I
he
gotta
not
say,
gotten hurt.
Carson never would have made it that far, even if not injured. I'm just saying.
I don't think they would have either because they changed their entire offense to get there.
RPO, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with the Eagles, what you just I didn't mean to interrupt, but I gotta say this: with the Eagles being on a do or die situation, what's happened when they've gone ahead and had do or die situations this year? They've won.
Well, I know.
So
That's why I said that's an interesting game for me, but now I forgot what I was going to say before I
and
said that.
how does Brady and all them come off the bye? Not the bye. Yeah, the bye. Yeah, they're coming off the bye. And I mean, how do they respond? I know they usually play pretty well, but they're playing in Philly.
Oh, they are in Philly? They're not in Foxborough?
I thought they were in Philly. Yeah, they're in Philly, brother.
Oh, wow. That's going to make a big
So,
difference.
yeah. And I mean, New England has the favorable spread even away, but New England only has a 3.5 point spread. It's not much.
Hmm.
So I can't sit there and you can't sit there and pick Patriots with confidence on this because Eagles backed into a corner, they play well. Doug Peterson outsmarted Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl.
Here, that's what I was going to say, bouncing off of that with Carlos Hyde. Do you think that Andy Reid is starting to show signs of what happened to him in Philadelphia? I think so.
Yeah, he was there for 5, 6 years and then started deteriorating with his offense. He couldn't know how to use it anymore, and the players started getting figured out. I'm not saying like fully stopped, but they're getting figured out. Not Mahomes. I
No,
think
I'm
he's
saying like he's gotten like his first couple of years there, right? When they had Jamal Charles when he first got there, they pounded the rock. They were a very balanced team. Even last year, they were pretty balanced. Like not last year, 2 years ago with Alex Smith, they were still pretty balanced. As soon as he got Mahomes, as the season went on, they got more and more and more pass heavy, right? And this year, it's been even worse. Like, I feel like they don't ever run the ball. It's almost identical to what happened his last 2 or 3 years in Philadelphia before they ran him out of town because he just would not, like, his runs are, well, let's throw a screen. Let's do a touch sweep pass. No, sometimes in the NFL, like, you just got to line up and just smack him in the mouth. Like LaFleur said, you got to cram it up there and get 1 yard. Which I thought was freaking hilarious that LaFleur used the word cram it up in there, and his name's LaFleur. Okay? If you guys didn't find that funny.
That. All I'm going to say is the Chiefs could have kept one running back that performed well tonight. Kareem Hunt. Hold on to him through the suspension. Don't cut him.
Yeah, that was a knee-jerk reaction because of what happened to the Tyreek Hill thing.
It was. They didn't want another situation to happen, but it was still messed up because you still have evidence against Tyreek Hill. He doesn't get suspended. Kareem Hunt gets a different verdict. It still blows my mind. But still, Kareem Hunt, someone they could have used. Carlos Hyde, someone they could have used.
Oh, yeah. That was, I guess, my initial point was you sign a guy in the offseason.
Piggybacking off of Dad.
What's that?
I'm just piggybacking off of it.
Oh, I know. Whatever. All right. Anything else? Because we're going to get to our last. It's getting late. We're going to shorten up Final Drive since we didn't have any guests. Julius wasn't able to make it on, so we'll just do a couple of the Final Drive questions. We'll save them for Sunday morning with Dillo.
Are you sure?
Yes. I put a lot of work into them, and it's just more fun when.
Can I put one underrated game that I think might be a little bit closer? Especially after they got a win last week. I think the Bucks might be on upset alert over the Saints because the Saints travel away from their dome. Breeze does not play well outside. And I think the Buccaneers might have a shot.
Well, the biggest problem is not the offense. Their biggest problem is their stalwart corner that really helped solidify everything that defense was trying to do is out.
Yep, Lattimore's out again,
And that's going to affect that pass rush. It's going to affect their run game. It's going to affect their ability to get off the field, which is going to affect their ability to stop the run late in the game. Look, we do this Sunday mornings, but I'm going to give you a teaser right now. This could be my upset of the week. It could be.
I think it could be mine too. So I brought it up because if you take Lattimore,
it's a division game too. That you have to take that into account. That means a lot.
And the Buccaneers have had the Saints number the past couple of years.
They beat them week 1 or week 2 last year? I mean, smoked them straight up.
In New Orleans.
Yeah, and with Fitty Patrick.
Hey, you mean Fitzmagic when he's in the zone? Also, if you take Lattimore out, put in Eli Apple.
No, he's got a gangster beard now. He's Fitty Patrick.
Anyways, when Lattimore goes out and Apple, yeah, he's good, but he's not Lattimore. He's not shut down. Now you have Godwin and Evans alternating on the outside against him, and they're two different type of complete players. Godwin is a very crisp route runner. Evans is just a big, damn wide receiver you cannot outplay. Evans is that guy that can go up and get the ball and will come down with it with a nasty catch. It doesn't matter how good a coverage you got. So that's why it's adding up. And then with how Drew played against the Atlanta defense, does he regress even more because maybe he rushed back from injury?
He did not look good, and there was a stat that was put out this weekend that was talking about he had, I think, only 2 balls thrown over 15 yards in the air. None had traveled over 20 yards in the air, and most of his throws were under 10 yards traveled in the air. And he has no velocity. He has not drove the ball into double coverage. He does not look like he's able to grip the ball the same. I mean, there's a lot of, for like high-end people that work for NFL Network and stuff saying this stuff when they're watching film, like, this is what I said. He rushed back. This was supposed to be 8 to 10 weeks. I think he was out, 5? He came back
6 weeks.
Yeah, he came back the 6th week, though, didn't he?
Well, he came back to 6, so, there was a total of 6-week span. But you had Teddy Bridgewater, who's 5-0, and who's performing, running the offense.
It was ridiculous.
So if you see a decline in the Saints and possibly drop some games towards the end, that's why, folks. It's not a thing Jay and I each wanted for him to rush back and go through that because
it's selfish and stupid. It's not indicative for your long-term career, even
it's
though
his
you're 40
ego.
years old. And it's his ego. It goes back to everything that I've been told, researched, figured out about him. This is his MO. He's a self-righteous, pompous, arrogant, egotistical jackass. And all he cares about is himself, period. He doesn't care about the team. He doesn't care about, all the little things. And the funny thing is that he could not be perceived as more of a actual golden boy in the NFL compared to Aaron Rodgers. People hate Aaron Rodgers because he's actually really super talented, and they can't stand it because they're not on his team. And then they want to read into everything. But I don't know. I thought his press conference that we listened to tonight, that dude literally looks like he's another dude. Like when I'm watching him, he's in a freaking beanie like I have, okay? A white t-shirt and a hoodie with a zip up. There ain't nothing fancy or flashy about what he was wearing during his press conference. There's no arrogant dress. It's like, and he's actually answered the questions. Highly intelligent. He gave reporters a lot of great stuff, and he wasn't arrogant or pompous or asshole.
He's not like Cam Newton to worry about what dress he's wearing and then rush off because he doesn't like a question.
Like, it comes to that, like, what? There's just, I don't know. Like, it just, that one bothers me because of that narrative when I have to watch that, and it's like, even like Drew, like, can you imagine if Aaron Rodgers at any point when he was injured made the statement that Drew Brees did before he came back in week 6 or 7 about, well, when I'm ready and I tell Sean Payton I'm ready, he knows I'm not lying to him and I'm going to play. So it's not up to the medical staff, the ownership, the coaching staff. It's just when Drew decides that he wants to play, nobody can stop him because he's Drew fucking Brees. If Aaron Rodgers did that, my God, we'd still be hearing about it. And we'd hear about it in the offseason, and we would hear about it in the beginning of next season. But yet when Drew Brees does it because he's won, quote-unquote, Man of the Year award, it's okay. Like, that's what that shit just bothers me on such a spinal level, man. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it's how it is, sadly. It really is. It's how it goes, and it's how it is. So, I mean, not even to get in that aspect. That's just my underrated, like, sneaky upset is the Buccaneers over the Saints because of they had Atlanta's tape on how to do it, and they play outside in their home turf.
Yes. All right. That's about it for the games and all that stuff. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to get into the final drive and then wrap this show up. We're only going to do 3 or 4, though. I'll pick 3 or 4.
Oh,
I had like 15 of them to pick from.
I'm ready for all of them. I will speed answer them.
No, we're not going to do them all because they're like some pretty damn good ones I put some thought into that, like, I want some other people's opinions besides you and me. And if I'm asking a question that's one person answering, it's a lot of work for not a lot of fun.
Hey, before your break, I'm pretty proud of Baker Mayfield on this. He said the actions of his teammate Myles Garrett is inexcusable and he deserves to get suspended. Props to Baker Mayfield on holding his team accountable.
Well, I mean, god dang, you got to start somewhere. Come on, Bake.
You don't see young quarterbacks do that, is what I'm pointing out. He's taking that stance and saying, hey, there's a standard. That's not it.
Yeah, I'll give him credit for that, too. All right, we're taking a break.
Okay.
And if you haven't had enough of our banter tonight, you want to visit NFL Addictions on Facebook.com for all of your NFL banter and chatter. It's not a trash talk site, so keep it clean and keep it cordial. That's NFL Addictions on Facebook.com. And if you still got an itch to scratch when you're done with that, you want to visit Raz Addictions on Facebook.com for their version of the raffle for all kinds of cool prizes, even a chance at winning some cash. You buy a $10 raffle ticket for a chance at winning $100. That's a chance at making 10 times your money. It don't get any better than that. That's Raz Addictions on Facebook.com for a chance at all kinds of cool prizes. Tell them what you've won, Dave.
I've won everything from tailgating barbecue sets. That I have a Packers one that I won, folks, for $400. I put $40 down on the spot. I won it, and it was out of 20 spots. It's really worth it. I've also won helmets that are signed. I've won banners that are signed. I've won memorabilia rings. I've won footballs that are signed and other Packers knickknacks because that's my team. But go ahead and check them out. Cheap, affordable prices for certified, authentic stuff.
That's Raz Addictions on Facebook.com. Go there, play, and win. And as always, you can follow us on Twitter at First and Goal Pod, myself at UPJ33, Dave is at Steak and Cheese, and the fantasy wonder himself, Dylan, at DylanBusby1. Email us at firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com with all your football and Packer questions and comments, and you just might find yourself making the show live. That's firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com. All right, and we are back, and that means it is time for my favorite game.
They pick it up. Rodgers looks,
I even got music I played this time.
Down the left sideline for 50, cutting right to the 40, turns upfield to the 35, 30, to the 25, and down he goes. Inside the 25, at the Chicago 21. 10 for the Chicago 12. Snap to Rodgers under a blitz. Rodgers tight pocket.
It's the final drive.
Inside the 10, head fake, cut left to the 5, reaches.
All right, here we go.